Hey guys, and welcome to Lesson 3, Learning to Build a Meaningful Relationship. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to build a meaningful relationship, and we're going to focus on why communication is one of the key components in doing so. Communication is the basis of any and all relationships, whether it be with an acquaintance, a friend, a coworker, or somebody that you have a love interest in. In today's society, people might say it's easy to communicate, or they might say it's actually kind of hard to build a meaningful relationship. For instance, we are all glued to our phones or whatever electronic device that we have. Social media is a big way to communicate. Does it totally create that meaningful relationship with somebody? Probably not. For example, through my Facebook, I have 1,000 and something friends. I don't know. I think it's 1,000 something. I have no idea. However, how often do I really talk to each and every one of those people? Not that often. They probably don't really know who exactly I am as a person. They don't really know who I am. They didn't build that meaningful relationship, and I didn't build that meaningful relationship with them. And does that mean that they don't matter? Absolutely not. To me, I believe every person matters. However, I can't exactly build a meaningful relationship just by connecting through technology. I feel like you have to connect face to face. You have to put yourself in that position where you prioritize that person. A bunch of friends and I, maybe we all go out to eat, and that's kind of our thing. We're in our late 20s, early 30s, and we just all want to meet up and grab a bite to eat. However, I can tell you, and I am totally guilty of this, sometimes we are all sitting there and we are all on the phones. And we've made comments to each other like, oh, I didn't know it was a phone party, or like, thanks for getting me out of the house so we all can just sit on our phones. And you can't really sit there and connect with that person. You can't make eye contact with them. You might be talking to them, but you're literally sitting here like, yep, that's cool. Yeah, okay. But you're not taking the time out of your day to connect with them, to say, you know what, I'm going to disconnect from my technology. I'm going to connect personally with you. That's definitely another example of how technology, you think you're communicating and building relationships with people, but you're not really. They're not the meaningful relationships. One thing that my friends and I did, because we realized, hey, we are not talking to each other and we are like best friends. We've known each other for years, or we've connected on some level, and now we're disconnecting because we're glued to our technology. We decided, you know what, everybody put their phone down on the table. Obviously, we had like certain ringtones for like, family in case it was an emergency or something like that. But we said, put your phone down on the table, turn it over. And first person to pick up the phone before the meal has ended, unless it's an emergency, has to pay the bill. Immediately. Nobody wants to do it because nobody wants to pay the bill for 6 to 8 people. That was kind of a good way for us to kind of disconnect from our technology and connect with one another. But it was kind of sad that it went to that point where we had to say, oh, we don't want to disconnect from our technology or our phone because we want to spend time with people we're actually with. We want to disconnect from it because we don't want to pay that bill. Priorities. Where are your priorities? And this is totally tough. I struggle with this on a daily basis. I have my phone on me a lot. And sometimes I realize, you know what, like, I'm not connecting with the people that mean the most to me, which is usually my family as well as a few close friends that I have. I'm not giving them the time of day because I can't disconnect. And you might notice it when you go out. One time I saw this photo, and I think it was like on Facebook, and it was literally these grandparents, and the grandparents were trying to spend time with their grandchild, and their grandchild was glued to the iPad or something and would not look at them, not make any eye contact. And I guess they sat there for like 40 minutes, no eye contact. And you think to yourself, when you can stop, like take a deep breath in and kind of like look at the situation from the outside rather than the inside, like how sad is that? Like that could be the last time that grandchild sees that grandparent. You never know when's the last time you're going to see your friend or your family member, and what can you say you did with them? You went to lunch and sat on Facebook the whole time. This could be the last time that I see them or they see me, and I don't want it to be under these circumstances. Ask yourself, how do you communicate with others? What's most important to you? Is it most important that you communicate through talking on the phone, through FaceTiming, through face-to-face connections? How do you communicate with others, and how do you think that that affects your relationship with them? I'll do a little example with you guys. I remember it was when I was in college, and I went to have lunch with my mom and my dad. And I hadn't seen them in a while, and though we do live in the same area at the time, it was still kind of like I was coming home to spend time with them. We went to lunch together. It was really nice. However, I was on my phone. And I think my dad had asked me a question, and I don't remember what he asked me. And then my mom did the same thing. And I still don't remember what she asked me. And I just remember barely looking at their faces because I was so glued to whoever I was texting. I'm going to be making these plans later tonight, so I have to answer these people first instead of saying these people can wait. I'm with people that are important to me, that mean something to me, and I need to show them that. And then in reverse, it started happening around the table. We all were like, oh, so then I would ask a question, and it was totally not on purpose, but I would ask the question, and then something business related would come up on somebody else's phone, and they would look at their phone, and I'd be like, okay. So I would just kind of wait. You would just realize this is not okay. This is not how we want to treat people, and it's not like we do it on purpose. I think it's just something that has kind of been drilled into our brains that we've allowed to happen, so we believe it's socially acceptable, when in reality it's not, and it's kind of rude. Yeah, you can't really build on anything, and it's sad because when I look back on that, I don't remember any of the conversation. I kind of remember what I ate, but I don't remember what was said, if anything important was said, or if I said anything important to them, or if I even asked them how they were. That's sad. That's not building a meaningful relationship. Another key to building a meaningful relationship with people is knowing what the purpose is for your relationship, whether it be that you're just meeting somebody and they're an acquaintance, or that this is a coworker and this is somebody maybe you have to see on a daily basis, that you have to communicate with, that you have to work with, you have to become a team with. Or it might be somebody that you're interested in, so you have to find out what's the purpose of your relationship with them. Is it something that you spend your time on and your effort on in building? Or is it something that it just might not go anywhere and you probably shouldn't invest in it? You have to kind of weigh your pros and cons of the relationship. You have to ask yourself, why are we friends? What makes me happy to be your friend? How did we connect as friends? Or how did we connect and build a love interest with one another? You just have to decide if it's really worth your time or not. Another key to building a meaningful relationship with somebody is interdependence. Interdependence is finding the positives for both people in the relationship. So it's working as a team. For instance, I would not want to be in a relationship with somebody if we were not a team. I think teamwork helps you grow. You're supporting each other and you're growing with one another. When you have a relationship that has interdependence, you're both coming from a solid foundation. You both know what you want, how you want to get it, and you are going to offer support to one another to do so. It's not, it's all about me, and it's all about you. It's all about us as a whole and as a partnership. And that's something that you can do with friends. That's something you can do with coworkers, and that's something that you can do with somebody that you're romantically interested in. I can say that I've done that in my romantic relationships. That's something that has been a huge part. I have goals, and either I'm going to reach them with you or I'm going to reach them without you. I'm not going to depend on somebody. I will work as a team with somebody. That also goes with work. At work, I think it's important to be a team. I've had positions where I've had to work with a lot of different types of people. And to build that relationship, first I had to start with communication. Then I had to say, you aren't doing this alone. I'm doing this with you, and I'm going to make sure that you know that we are a team, that I'm not going to just go off and tell you what to do. I'm going to let you know what I expect of you as a person, but I'm also going to work with you because we are a partnership. We are a team. And I cannot begin to tell you how tight that group became and how strong we really were because we understood each other, because we would communicate with one another, and because we knew what we expected. We also learned about the qualities of one another. This person's good at this person doesn't really like that, but how can we work as a team to have a win-win situation? And that is interdependence, having a win-win relationship. When we are connected to our technology, which is technically your secondary relationship, my relationship with my social media and my fans, that secondary relationship often becomes our first priority. And that's sad. In reality, our family and our friends, the people that are closest to us, kind of get pushed aside for people or things that aren't. And we kind of need to reevaluate that. People need to feel valued in any type of relationship. When you value somebody or you make somebody feel valued, you are lifting them up. You are putting yourself second to that person. And that's what needs to happen to build a meaningful relationship. I need to let my friends and my family know that I care about you. I love you. I'm so glad you're in my life because that needs to happen. They need to feel valued, that I am happy that they are in my life because I do value them. I couldn't tell you where I'd be without my family and my friends. I've had some of my closest friends, and you guys know who you are. I've known you guys for years. I've known you guys for like 14 years. And we just keep growing as a team and as friends because we communicate with one another. We open up to one another. I know how much I value you guys just as much as you value me. And that makes me feel loved and important and makes me want to continue my relationship with you guys. What action do you need to take to build a meaningful relationship? Some of the things that pointed out to me in building meaningful relationships is to take action, to acknowledge the truth. The truth is, I'm glued to my phone a lot. I'm not going to sit here and make up a story. I'm glued to my technology. That is the truth. Is that bad? I'd have to sit here and kind of weigh that. In my opinion, and through what I've just said to all of you, I feel like me being as glued to my technology as I am is kind of bad. It definitely does damage my meaningful relationships or the relationships that are most important to me. So now that I've acknowledged that, I have to set my own limits. I have to know, yes, I can communicate with my social media fan base and my friends through whatever technology. That's okay. However, I need to know that when I am with people that mean the most to me or that are important to me or that I'm trying to build with, I need to take a step back and I need to disconnect from that. I need to know where my limits are. How do I treat others? How do others feel when they're with me? Do they feel like I'm taking my time to talk to them, to get to know them? Do they really feel that way, or do they just feel like, oh, Amber's just here, but she's not really here? Acknowledging the truth is the first step. You have to create a balance. The next step is quality over quantity. I have a large fan base of friends, but I don't connect with them on a deep connecting level. It's just, there's no way it's going to happen with that many people. But I do have about 5 to 7 friends that I'm pretty close with, that we've known each other for a very long time, or maybe a couple of years, but those people have prioritized me when I meet them, and I've prioritized them as well. Those are the friends that I know will be there for me. Those are the friends that have supported me, and I've supported them. They've made me feel valued. and I've been able to grow with them in our friendship and our relationship. We've been able to build. We've worked as a team, and that is something that is so important to me. It's important to stop trying to please everyone. And this is a huge, huge issue for me because I love to please everyone. I'm a people pleaser, I'll tell you right now. I always want to make sure that everyone is happy, everyone's okay, that I've gone out of my way for them. However, you have to realize that you cannot please everyone. When you try to focus on pleasing a large amount of people, you are damaging your relationship with the smaller amount of people that have a more meaningful relationship with you. You should work on those who mean the most to you. You have to start from step one and evaluate, why am I friends with this person? Why am I interested in this person? How important are they to me? And how important is their friendship or building a relationship with them? Once you do that, then you work on that. You're doing a puzzle. And the center of the puzzle is what's most important, because the center of the puzzle is going to help you to put the pieces together on the outside. However, if I have most of the puzzle in the middle done, and then I'm over here trying to piece together the random piece and put that over there, and this piece over there, and it's far, far away from my foundation, from the puzzle, it's going to take you a long time to finish the puzzle, let alone you're not really focused. You're just kind of putting bits and pieces together rather than focusing on what you do have and what you can build off on. To build a meaningful relationship, you have to give back to people in a selfless manner. You have to realize that you should not accept anything in return. If I'm going to spend time with you, I don't expect anything in return from you. I just want you to know that I appreciate your company. It's not about giving to get. It's about giving to others, about making them feel valued. So I know this lesson was a little short, but this lesson was geared toward any type of relationship: acquaintance, friend, co-worker, or romantic relationship. In February, I'm going to be doing another video focusing more on romantic relationships and how to kind of build on those. I hope that the information in this video gave you some insight on how to communicate, how to show people that they should be valued, how to take action, and kind of look at your relationships from the outside in. I know it's easy to get wrapped up in yourself and kind of look at everything from your point of view, but look at it from others. There are things that I didn't realize until I saw it through my eyes, but I saw it in a different situation, a situation that didn't involve myself. Take a step back. Realize that you have great people in your life, people that love you, people that support you. Make sure that they know that you care about them and that you value them and that you value the time that they spend with you. Make sure that you're able to sit there and disconnect from your technology or disconnect from whatever else is around you and connect with that person. Because when you do that, you're becoming stronger. Your relationship with them is becoming stronger. It's becoming more meaningful. It's not just I'm here, but I'm not really here type of relationship. Because when you have that, you can't build. So get out there, guys, and start building your meaningful relationships with people. Find some people you connect with. Find people that mean something to you. And keep them close to you. Keep them close to your heart. Let them know that you care. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.